I just wanted to take a minute and talk about the cite portion of the research process. So I have brought up the same article that we used in the evaluate portion. So there'll be some consistency. This is the detailed record that is brought up in the EBSCOhost. If you find an article in EBSCOhost, it's actually really easy to do a citation. We're going to go ahead and use the APA format since it is probably the most standard and used and accepted by most professors. So you would have to obviously check with your professor to see if that is the preferred format, but in most cases it will be. So in the detailed record in EBSCOhost, you see all of the bibliographic information on the side here. This is all the information that you would need to cite your source, but there's also a cite function, a feature in EBSCOhost on the right-hand side. If you click on that, a box will pop up that will have a number of citation formats. We will scroll down to APA, conveniently notated for you there. And you will notice some elements of the citation. And essentially, this is what the citation should look like. And you can actually copy and paste this into your paper, into your references page. Notice at the top here, it says references. This is what your page will be in an APA format. At the end of the paper, you have a references page. But I want to also look at the use tab in your course guide real quick and show you a couple of things. Here is a diagram of an APA citation, which we will look at in more detail. It's here, but it's a little bit difficult to see because it's kind of small. But also under this APA exercise box, there is a Word document. If you click on that, I will go ahead and stop the share and bring up that Word document so you can see it in more detail. This is a diagram of the APA citation, so it will show you what elements need to be in the citation. So first you have authors and then date. It's even color coded, which makes it kind of easy to read and see. The title of article, and then the title of the journal comes after that. And as you notice, the journal title is italicized as well as the volume number. The issue number is not, and then page numbers. So it's set out pretty well for you. It shows you the elements of the citation that you will have to use. And this document is actually a practice form. So you have a resource, a source at the top of the page here, and a blank spot for you to actually practice writing down the citation with this information. And in a face-to-face class, we would actually do this in person and go over it. But if you want to practice on this and check with me and make sure it's correct, I'm happy to do that for you as well. So let me stop the share again. And go back to our use tab. And back to our reference. So one thing you want to compare is how the author's names are written and how the title is written and the periods and spaces, because the author's names are listed very specifically, which is the last name, comma, space, first initial, middle initial, if there is one, comma, and then last name of the next author, and you keep going until you have all the authors listed, and then the year in parentheses. One thing about the title of the article in an APA format is only the first word is capitalized, unless it is a proper noun or after a colon. So in this case, socioeconomic bias and influence of surveillance, only socioeconomic is capitalized. And like I said before, the journal title is italicized as well as the journal volume. You have page numbers, and you will notice this at the very end has a DOI number, which will be included when you find an article electronically. Include that in your citation, because that is a unique identifier for that particular article, and it's very important to include that. And in EBSCOhost, it will be there for you. It's called a DOI, which is a digital object identifier. It's a unique number for that particular article online. And so hopefully that helps to get started on the citation process. And I am, like I said, I am here and willing and able to help you with your citations when you get to that point of writing your paper. And I hope you do, because it is very important, and I like to help students get through that process. And once you start doing it, it becomes a little less intimidating, and it gets easier as you do more and have more practice. So that is it for this portion. And like I said, I hope to see you in the library or to come ask me for questions.